I can't find my passion. I'm looking for my passion, right? Have you ever thought of that before? And you said, if I could just find my passion, what I'm passionate about, then everything else will work out in life. Okay. If this is you, then listen up. Okay. I've heard this quote before. The first and most important factor in building a successful business is that you have to love it, right? And I'm here to kind of debunk that a little bit. There's actually other things that you need to consider and that you can consider to create a successful business, okay? Finding something you're super passionate about is not the only way, okay? Those are lies that we have been told online, on social media, and in life in general, okay? And the thing is, those lies, they give us an out. I can't find my passion. Okay, so I'll just do nothing and continue to live a life of quiet desperation. Or, I'm looking for my passion. You know what? It's honestly just a really beautiful excuse in disguise. We use it to cover up the fact that we're not progressing, growing, and taking action in life. Okay, so this is laying it on thick today, but it's a really important thing to address because, and it's something that I've personally gone through myself. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background here. Today, I'm going to explain why I think I want to debunk this. And I think there's other things that you can do. And I'm going to talk about 4 things that you can focus on other than being absolutely passionate about what you do that will allow you to grow a thriving business. Okay. So first, let's talk about, yes, you can be passionate about something, but even if you're passionate about something, it does not mean that it will become a very successful, thriving business. Sometimes things we are passionate about, they need to actually remain hobbies. Okay. I'll give you an example. I've been knitting and sewing since I was very, very young. I want to say like 9-ish, 10 years old, something like that. Absolutely love it. There's many times in my 20s that I thought, even late teens, where I thought I should just, start selling these hats and blankets and this, and that I'm sewing and knitting. Okay. But the reality of it is this. If it cost me for the material that I need to knit a hat, if it cost me roughly, I'm going to say let's just say $18, okay? But it's probably between $12 and $18. Probably going to take me about 3 hours to knit this hat or crochet it. Let's just call it, I want to get paid $18 an hour. $18 an hour times 3 hours plus the material of $18. Okay, keeping it really simple here today. That's $72 plus tax. Who in their right mind would pay $72 plus tax for a hat? In fact, there was a time where I was working somewhere and I would knit during my lunch hour. And this lady was super excited. She's like, oh my God, I'm going to be a grandma. Can you knit my new baby a blanket? Okay. And I'm like, okay, let me just look at what kind of designs you want. Show me something. And I was like, okay, so if I buy the material alone, it'll be like $50. And then if I want to charge you even like $5 or $10 for my labor, you're looking at like probably minimum $200 for this blanket. When you can get one at the store, HomeSense, Winners, wherever, probably $20. Is it worth it? Probably not, right? So sometimes, even though you're super passionate about something, it needs to remain a hobby, okay? And other times you can leverage that to grow a successful, thriving business, okay? I'll tell you another example. A year ago, I decided to make a career change. And the reason I made a career change was I'll share with you, like I said, 4 things to consider other than just being super passionate about what you do, which is one of the things. But it was one of the reasons I had to make a change and I had to just be radically honest with myself about, what I need to do to create the life and the business that I desire for me and my daughter. And, before I was a certified conscious parenting coach, absolutely loved it. The thing is, my business was not thriving, right? So I had to decide to make a change. So sometimes you can be super passionate about something. It doesn't mean that we'll succeed, right? How it does help being passionate about it, but it's not the only way. So if you're not passionate about it, what else can you leverage, right? So that is what we're going to talk about today. I'm just going to backtrack for a second. Before I decided to do the career change, I was like, how? How am I ever supposed to be passionate about selling life insurance and helping people's investments grow bigger for them, have more money at retirement? How am I supposed to ever be passionate about that, right? AKA, how am I supposed to be passionate about being a financial advisor? I had been offered this for 5 years and I was like, nope, 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 I'm good. Never in 1,000 years will I ever be a financial advisor. Not interested. But the thing is, I was at a point where I had to do something. So I figured out, okay, if I'm not passionate about that, what can I be passionate about to make this business thrive? And that's what I'm going to share with you today. So the very first one, obviously, is yeah, being passionate about what you do. Nothing is awesome all the time, right? We have to give up that notion right now. But do I love doing the paperwork that comes with, you know, all the paperwork that comes with being a financial advisor? In fact, today I was on the phone for an hour trying to figure out some investment transfers for clients. Don't love that. Absolutely not, right? But do I love sitting down with families and seeing the light go on in their eyes and kind of seeing that the light switch go on, that they can start dreaming again, right? That there's a plan for their future. Their shoulders drop because they see the personalized plan and the path that I have created for them to be able to achieve financial independence. Heck yes, I can get really passionate about that, right? But I had to first try it to be able to realize that is something that I could actually be passionate about, right? When I started seeing the value that I was contributing to clients' lives, it became a lot easier to be passionate and, yeah, put up with the hour and two of paperwork that I have to do once in a while, right? Do I love that I'm able to, recently help a client go from 12 years of debt repayment to 2 months and save, you know, pay about $500 of interest payments instead of 31,000. Yeah, I absolutely love that, right? And what about the career side, right? Because I do two things. On one hand, we help individuals and families and business owners to create a very solid foundation for their financial futures. But on the other hand, I teach people to do exactly that, to be financial advisors and to build an incredible team of independent contractors or independent advisors, right? So I love that I get to do both of these things. But again, it is not awesome all the time. So we have to embrace that, right? And tap into other things to keep us going. So number one is obviously being passionate about what you do. What if you cannot be passionate about what you do? Can you be passionate about why you do it? So here's what happened and was the biggest reason for my career change last year. I was a certified conscious parenting coach, and I started seeing a very, very clear pattern that I could no longer ignore for my clients. And it was that financial stress was extremely high. And I started thinking, if financial stress is really high for these families, and they have to pay me out of pocket to work with me. How does it work? I felt like I was contributing to the problem instead of solving it. Even though the work I did was amazing, I was still adding financial stress into their lives, right? And we all know that if we're financially stressed, we're not as patient or we're not as present with our kids. And that was my biggest goal, is to help people be more present and patient with their kids, right? So I kind of forgot about that. And then recently, there was unexpected bills that came my way, and it kind of caused a little bit of financial stress there for a few days. And I could see, until I sat down and said, okay, France, like sit down with this and figure out how to stop this stress, because it's not good. You're not patient, you're not being present. You need to shift this right now. So I sat down, made a plan, and figured out, okay, I'm okay. All right. But I could see, wow, people that are going through this all the time, they don't know how to be able to pay their bills. They have debt that's just accumulating and accumulating. They don't know how to turn it, like bring it down. That is so stressful, and it impacts every area of our life, especially our parenting and our relationships. So can we get passionate about why we are doing what we're doing? So, can we get passionate about why we are doing what we are doing? To not leave any families behind. I am passionate about empowering financials. So, can we get passionate about why we are doing what we're doing, right? I am passionate about my mission to not leave any families behind. I'm passionate about empowering people with their finances, right? To achieve financial independence so they can have more choice, more freedom, and flexibility in their life. I'm passionate about helping people find success and become independent advisors in our team and to get the results that they want in their lives, right? So, can you become passionate about why you do what you do if you cannot be passionate about what you do? Okay. And if you truly love the results of what you do, so AKA the why, then you'll be able to navigate the tough parts of business. Okay. The other thing, if you can't be passionate about why and what, can you be passionate about how you do it? Okay. This really means bringing a level of presence, joy, and energy into absolutely everything that you do and interactions that you have with your clients, right? So loving you how you do what you do, it helps with passion. It's very rewarding and it's a really enlightened way to live life. Okay. So I can choose to be like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. This is my eighth client meeting of the day, or I've been, training people for 4 hours in a row. I need a break. Or I can look at it as I have a privilege and an honor to be able to sit down with this family right now, this person, right? How can I be as present as possible and make their day a little bit better for having met with me? How can I truly listen to them? How can I understand what they really want out of life and give them a plan and a path that can get them there? This is not always easy to do because, we're humans and we have challenges, challenging experience that happen in life. So how can we show up present in those moments, right? Not always easy to do, but it's possible. So this is something that I'm still working on, but I try to be as, good as possible in this area. But if you cannot love what you do, why you do it, can you bring passion to how you do it? When you do this, more opportunities will find you. Okay. And the very last one, number 4, which is probably my favorite, can you be passionate about who you're doing it for? So you might not be passionate about what you do, why you do it, or how you do it, okay? But can you be passionate about who you're doing it for, who this is going to benefit? And this might be your children, your family, your community, your country, or someone else entirely, but someone that is not you, okay? This is not a selfish thing here. So for me, really, it's my daughter. I absolutely love everything that I do for clients and that I do for teammates that I'm training. Absolutely love all of it. But the biggest reason why I'm doing this is for my daughter. Okay. Now let's talk about that for a little bit. I got really sick and tired of not keeping my word to her and of letting her down, right? There was one specific thing that I experienced that I wanted to have with her. It cost about $10,000. And I was honestly, for like 3 years, I was telling her, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And honestly, I just could never make it happen. And I was tired of like the letting her down, seeing her shoulders just like dropping me, like, whatever. I cannot really trust what you say to me because you said you're going to do this for the last 3 years and you haven't done it yet, right? Oh, no, hated it. The majority of what our children get is caught, not taught. So I had to be really, really honest with myself and being like, what is she catching from my life? How I'm living my life, the character, the habits that I have. What is she catching, right? Do I want her to understand that it's okay to settle? That it's okay to say you're going to do something and not do it? Do I want her to think that it's okay to live a life of quiet desperation, to be unhappy, to be unhealthy, to just be above broke? No, I absolutely did not want her to catch that, right? I wanted her to catch that. Go after your dreams. It's not always going to be convenient. It's not always going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. The person you're going to become is going to be worth it. Challenges are going to happen, but how you overcome them, that's so important in life, right? I wanted her to catch that, to be happy, to be healthy, to be wealthy, to have great relationship. I wanted her to see firsthand that you can have everything that you desire, right? It doesn't have to be and. It doesn't have to be or, it can be and, right? If you put your mind and your heart into it, and you are willing to pay the price, and you refocus your mind and your attention on who is being served, the entire process becomes more meaningful, right? Sometimes I don't want to show up to meetings, and I'm like, if I don't, I'm letting my clients down, I'm letting myself down, and I'm letting my daughter down, right? Try not to get emotional here. But can you tap into one of those things? If it's not what, then can it be why? Can it be how? Or can it be who, right? So don't fall for the trap of, I'm just not passionate about what I do, or I can never be a financial advisor because I can never be passionate about that, right? Figure out which of these you can tap into and go make it happen. Once you do, it will provide you with the adrenaline, with the focus, with the drive that you need to persevere through the challenges, through the dips and twists and loops that comes with being self-employed, with being a business owner, right? But that roller coaster, the dips and twists and turns and loops, it is so much fun. So much fun, right? If you want to live the life that you dreamed of, go make it happen. One of my favorite things to do is coaching people through this process. So if you're watching this and you're not yet part of my team and you want to know what it's all about, there's a link in the description below. Just click on it, go check it out. And if you feel the call, schedule yourself into my calendar, and I would love to talk to you about what it's all about. This is an incredible, incredible vehicle to leverage to be able to create the life of your dreams.